Alright, so I just started taking a push. And so one of the first articles we read was called Topic Humans, Columbus, the Indians, and Human Progress by Howard Zinn. And so we were going to have an assignment about how Howard Zinn, what he talked about, whether it was right or wrong. But Google Groups didn't work, so that did not work. So instead, I'm going to make a video about it because why not? So, as you can see, the biggest problem I have with Howard Zinn is how big of a exaggeration or he draws. Because he says, okay, Iroquois society, we're taught to be independent, taught to share possessions. Alright. Then Iroquois culture, didn't have laws, boundaries were set, right and wrong. Alright. And then so they said other Indian tribes behaved the same way, that Columbus, Indian tribes were just as densely populated, they're more complex, everything was better. If we could make their spirit our own, there'd be internally inexhaustible earth and a forever lasting peace. Says perhaps there is some romantic mythology in that. I would say there is romantic mythology in that. Like, you're taking examples of Iroquois culture, which was one of the biggest and most coherent tribes. It was called the Iroquois Confederacy. There are 5 different tribes inside of it. So, and using that to paint a picture of every single native tribe, when each native tribe differed in how they did their practices. That's just bad history. You can't make such a broad exaggeration about all native tribes based off of one example. It's just not great. So instead, I thought, let's take a look at Civ 6, because Civ 6 knows all. It is the greatest way to figure out anything about the Earth, because if it's not like that in Civ 6, then it's not like that in real life, because life is just a Civ 6 simulation, and you cannot tell me otherwise. Alright, so here's how this is going to work. I'm going to be playing as Victoria. So we got France, Spain, England, and the Netherlands, which were the 4 main colonial powers in North America. Then we have 2 native civilizations. We have the Cree, which is the only Native American tribe that's in the game, so you're a broad exaggeration. And then we have the Aztecs. Everyone knows about the Aztecs. So we're going to be starting in the industrial era, because then all the Renaissance technology will be unlocked. So I don't have to do all that, because that takes time, and I don't want to do that. So we're starting in the industrial era, so we'll have caravels and musketmen and all that thing, so we can see what technology the natives will have. Alright, so city-states and disaster intensity don't matter. Obviously, we're going to have it on true start location, Earth. Victory conditions also don't matter. No duplicate civilizations. I feel like this is pretty basic, so let's see how it goes. Alright, so the world has started. So let's take a look at what's going on. So, okay, if I was the Dutch, or if I was the French, I'd probably declare war on the Dutch right now and just try to take them out. Fortunately, we do not have multiple settlers. We have one, because we are the English Isles. So, let's go with religious settlements. I feel like that's pretty fitting, considering we're England. So I guess let's just found London. It's beautiful. What a glorious city. It's just so lovely. And then that's gonna be Scotland, I guess. So, there's really not much to do here. So, we got military science, because that makes sense. Let's see, so what troops do we have? We start out with some skirmishers, some pike and shots, some crossbow dudes. We're in the industrial era. Why are we still stuck with oh, yeah, that's right. For some reason unknown to science, ballistics is an industrial era technology. Alright, so I guess I'll just skip ahead to when I get like a ship, because then that'll be interesting at least. Alright, quick update. I've decided that ships are too hard, so instead we're just gonna send in a pike and shot, because why not? It's a pike and shot. And also, let us found, no, not Manchester. All hail Scotland. Robert the Bruce would be proud. Except for the fact that I guess that means we took him over, so maybe not. Maybe he's not happy. Alright, let us continue to find a whole new world. Alright everyone, it appears it is land ahoy. We have landed, I think, up near Canada. So I guess we're gonna have to go down the eastern coast of the United States. So, let's see if we'll find some native contact. Will it be peaceful, like Thanksgiving was for a little bit until it devolved into all-out war? Or will it be like the Spanish who just immediately just, like, killed people? I mean, I have one pike and shot, so there's no way I'm winning any battles at all whatsoever. Alright, it appears we have found Spain. Yay. I don't know if that's good or not. Also, if you actually like Philip II... Alright, fine. If you actually like Philip II in this game, you are obviously evil, because he's so annoying. Well, that happened. Okay, you know how I said that I thought we found Canada? We did not. We actually found Maine, and now we're in Florida. So it's time to embark. Unfortunately, there will be no Fountain of Youth for us today. But who knows what we'll find, what glories we'll see, and what scowling lords of the of Huitzilopochtli we may find. It is truly going to be a glorious time for English colonists. Alright, we have found the Native Americans. We have found Poundmaker. This is a glorious time. So, I suppose we better survey his land, see what's going on, see if we can find any historical discrepancies between widely known fact and the obvious truth, that is Civilization 6. Alright, we've also found the Aztec. This did not actually happen in so-called real history, where apparently the Spanish found them first and then, like, killed them. But obviously that is all fake news, since that did not happen in Civilization. So, there's your first history thing wrong. It's just horrible. It's wrong. So right here, we've encountered our first historical discrepancy. Alright, number one is the fact that these cows, like, these humans, apparently, they're actually giant. They're like 10 times the size of a cow. So these are like 40-foot tall people with like 60-foot tall lances, and that is horrifying to think about. But on the other hand, we can see that this man has a musket and also has frilly collars, usually that is European. We look at their clothing there, that also appears to be European. We are the first to make contact with them, which means that apparently they have figured out gunpowder and have also picked out European clothing, even though that looks extremely uncomfortable. I do not know why you'd want to wear that. So apparently Native Americans did actually have muskets, they just decided not to show them. That wasn't a really good strategy on their part, honestly. If you have muskets and big pointy sticks, you use those instead of like smaller pointy sticks and bow and arrow, you know, so it's just not as effective. That's just a helpful hint. Alright, the same thing goes for the Aztec, except for the fact that they aren't wearing hats, which either makes them smarter because wearing a metal hat would be really uncomfortable in the heat, or it makes them dumb because they're gonna get sunburned. So it's your decision really, whether you think that's a smart or a dumb idea. Let's continue exploring. Alright, let's pay real close attention to this scene that we have here. So here we have a traditional, I guess, Cree dwelling known as a Mechawep. I'm not very familiar in Cree culture, so I'm not going to talk about it much, because I don't want to offend anyone for what I say, because it's probably stupid and dumb. But the biggest thing I have to say is, okay, I don't get it. Like, here we have the Cree pike and shot, which clearly do not look like they've followed any Native American customs. But here these crossbowmen have like feathers that they're wearing. I guess chainmail. So it appears they still have the feathers that they're wearing, but apparently nothing else. Also, I'm not sure if they had crossbows, though I guess Cree lasted longer than like ones that you'd see on the eastern seaboard. So it's quite likely that they had some of these things like this. Look at that. That's a horse. Okay, I'm not sure if you know this, but a big reason why North America was behind, if you've read anything about the Columbian Exchange, it brought two really epic things to North America: horses and cattle, and disease. Okay, disease is not that very epic, but I would say horses are extremely important. But like, if you do this in different areas, you'll see like knights and stuff. There's no way you're riding an alpaca into battle, and that's clearly a horse. So apparently the Cree flourished after European contact. I'll have to look more into that. Not really sure here. So clearly we have some history, but obviously this means that they did actually have horses. They were just hiding them in like a underground vault somewhere, probably in the obelisk. I don't know. Also, why is with that? This is literally Paul Bunyan. I'm pretty sure this is what Paul Bunyan would look like. Just add like a beard. So also you have an axe. If you're gonna like make a farm, you don't make a farm with an axe. I don't know what these builders are doing, how they're able to get anything done. So clearly everything it's just funky. It's weird. So obviously everything I've been told in school is a lie. Civ 6 is the only way to know history, and everyone else is wrong. Alright, so anyway, obviously everything I just said was a joke. If you learned anything about history, which you probably didn't in this video, you may notice that I used the Cree as a broad generalization of all of Native Americans in this video, which is very similar to what Howard Zinn did. So be careful, be alert for any weird, suspicious history things. And I'm planning to make more of these, but like actually not stupid. So and next time you're gonna see me try to replicate Alexander the Great's conquest of basically everything. So stay tuned next time, and until then, I guess strive to be extremely like look. This obelisk is roughly the size of this human. I don't even think they're humans. I don't know what these people are eating. So anyway, I guess good. Have a good day. Have a good night. Have a good whatever you are and whenever you are. This has been Plexagon Stuff. Bye.